carried a step or two beyond the usual. So it's a matter, if you think about some of the public speakers that you have seen, they're really having conversation with their audience. And that's what it is. It's a mere, just think of it as conversation that you're having with a group of people. With public speaking, the speaker can teach, entertain, inspire, or move people to action. So public speaking can do a number of things depending on the occasion. Everyday public speaking can be adapted to fit any occasion for any targeted audience, such as baby showers, birthdays, funerals, etc. The steps to effective public speaking are the same. And oftentimes we're called upon as elders to say a few words, or as longtime friends to say a few words. Any questions so far? Any comments? Okay, let's go on. We're going to go on to the 5 simple steps. And these steps are applicable, can be applied to any situation in which you have to speak. Number 1 is research, or know your material. Know what you're talking about is what that says. That's the most important thing, that you know your material and it will flow. Know your audience. You want to use words that your audience understands, words that are connected to your material. So know your material, know your audience, meaning if the audience were farmers, you would speak to them a little differently than you would if they were car salesmen. With farmers, you may use things about crops and seeds. Car salesmen, you may want to use how many cars were sold or information about the car. So know your material, know your audience. That's number 2. Number 3, a speech has 3 parts. An opening statement or a grabber. That's something where you get your audience's attention. And then it has a middle or body and a closing. So we're going to look at each of the steps. So this is step 1. Before you begin your speech, know your material and be passionately connected to the topic. Because people can pick up your passion. And in fact, passion can be contagious, where they want to hear more or learn more. So know your material and be passionately connected to the topic. Know your audience and their connection to the topic. If you're talking to farmers, then their connection will be about the crop. So whatever you're presenting, know the audience to whom you're presenting, and then present it accordingly in such a way as that audience can understand. If you're at a PTA meeting, you want to talk to teachers regarding teaching materials, regarding student advancement, etc. The Board of Education may be interested in how much money are you spending. So know the audience and know their connection to the topic. Structure your speech with language that the audience understands. It's not the time to use more fanciful words. It's the time to use basic words that your audience will understand, or terminology of that particular audience. So think about your audience. What word would you use to connect them to your speech? Some things will just make them perk up, such as if you're talking to a farmer, if you start off with, I know a way that you can get 10 times as much from one crop. Now that would pique a farmer's interest, not a car salesman, but a farmer. Okay, so now step 2, and we're going to put all of this in action. You need an open statement or a grabber, something to get people's attention. That's very important. The opening statement should get the audience's attention and allow the audience to see your personal connection to the topic. I'm speaking about farming because I'm a farmer. The audience then knows that you understand or know what you're talking about. So it's good for them to see your connection to the topic. Example to open: a personal story, a quote from an expert, or a shocking statistic. Did you know that uh, infants die in mortality of infants every 3 minutes, and premature baby dies? That's a statistic. And people are, will kind of perk up to that. Or a personal story. It should hook and open the minds of the audience. It should have them start to think about what you are saying. What words would you use? What are the examples of opening statements? I'm going to show you some examples right now with this particular, and then we'll stop after.
Oh, wow. I'm so nervous.
Wait a minute. Let's get this playing right.
The research behind leadership is clear. Skill number 1, go for the small yes. Leaders are extremely...
Just a second. Just bear with me here. I don't know what happened here. Let me go back to where I should be. There we go. Pardon me. I'm sorry that this is happening.
Gosh, these lights are so bright. Is this mic on? Is there even a mic? Opening a speech is so stressful. There's nothing worse than walking on stage and not knowing what to say. Or worse, saying something super awkward. Can you see my hands shaking? Imagine you naked. Imagine you naked. Imagine you naked. Imagine you naked. Gotta see clearly. Hello, Chicago. Oh, we're in Houston. Hello, Houston. In this video, I'm going to give you the best and worst speech openers for your next presentation, pitch, speech, or toast. Let's start with the worst ways to open. I hear these speaking cardinal sins all the time. Please don't open your speech by... Never start with anything technical. Gosh, these lights are so bright. Is this mic on? Is there even a mic? Friends, do a tech check or show up a little early. If you call attention to something not working, that's all your audience will think about. Never mention your nervousness. Do I look as nervous as I feel? Wow, there are so many people here. So I should start by saying that I am not a great public speaker, so this should be short. Many people think it's vulnerable or honest to start with how nervous they are, but actually for your audience, it's distracting. Why? The moment you mention your nerves, you make your audience nervous, and they will begin looking for all the signs of your nervousness. It becomes a giant, nerve-wracking wave that you start from stage. Never give a half-hearted welcome. Thanks for having me. Well, it's so nice to be here. Thanks for that intro. Do not start with a boring nicety. Or worse, saying something nice, but not sounding like you mean it. I can't tell you how many times I have seen people get on stage and say, "I'm so happy to be here," but look so incredibly unhappy as they say it. Fake, fake, fake. The only exception to this is if you can turn it